All right, welcome everybody. I figured I would do a live. I've got a good buddy there, Luigi Fontana. Wave, everybody, Luigi.
Hey, everybody.
My good friend Sylvia Fontana. This is her son Luigi. He lives in Canada, and Sylvia on our Ecuador expedition gave me a wonderful gift, and I'm super excited about this amazing pen. And what was more amazing was that Luigi made it. And he makes these pens, and I was able to have a great conversation with him. He does it for his wonderful cause. He has a church there where he lives in Canada. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to go right ahead and bring him on. And Luigi, can you share with everybody a little bit about your background, where you live now, and about your church?
So my background, I guess my heritage is Italian. I mean, with a name like Luigi.
Luigi. I thought you came from Donkey Kong. No, I'm just kidding.
The Nintendo references, right? So I am a pastor out in Echo Bay, which is outside Sault Ste. Marie, and it's a very small town. It says population 600 when you enter, but I'm pretty sure that's the summer population, because in the winter it's probably closer to 300. I've wanted to be a pastor since I was a little kid. It's been a dream of mine to change the world, to try and make a difference in the world around me for the better, and to save people's lives. That's the way I see it. And so I got called out here. I've been in like bigger cities most of my life, and I felt called out here. And so here I am, and it's part-time. They can't afford to have pastors full-time out here. So what I generally say is I'm a full-time pastor for part-time pay, because I have to find other ways to make money to support my family and stuff out here. So, and so that's what gets me to making the pens.
Oh, fantastic. So, with regards to the pens, can you give folks a little bit about history about, like, how did you get involved in doing that, and what is sort of the process involved in making pens?
Okay, so my wife just very randomly asked me to start making things for her. She likes knitting, crocheting, spinning, dyeing, anything fiber arts related, she does. And so she kept asking me to make things, and then she asked me to make something called drop spindles and yarn bowls. And so I bought a wood lathe, and I started getting into that. And then I fell into, like, once you're dealing with wood all the time and you see different things, I found out that I could make pens, and I said, hey, why not? Let's give it a try. So I got all the tools to begin working with that. And I just, it started to become a huge passion of mine, not just the pens, but bowls, woodworking in general. I've always enjoyed making things with my hands. I've always said that God makes the beauty. I just give it a shape. And so, yeah, I just stumbled onto the pens because I started seeing the different things that you can make. It was just like, wow. And being a kid growing up, the two things you always gave people was either, like a man, a businessman, or a woman for that matter, was a watch or a pen. And I feel like it's kind of maybe died down a little bit. I'm like, and I'm trying to bring it back. I'm like, pens can be absolutely a beautiful gift. So,
Yeah, and speaking of gift, so your mom had seen pens like these in Europe for hundreds of dollars, and you obviously, and you're not selling them for hundreds of dollars.
no.
But again, and I think it's going to the great causes that you represent. But can you share some of the examples, some of your work?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have some acrylic. Now, acrylic you can get more colorful with. I prefer to use wood. For me, it's what I like, because sometimes it has a knot or something in it, and even though I want to give it a shape, it tells me the shape it wants to be. Acrylic, you can do anything you want with. Wood is a little bit different, but let me show you some of my favorites. So this one here is for a music lover. It has a little bit of everything. It's got the guitar piece there, a little drum kit on the end. It has the piano in the middle. There we go. And just some music notes there at the bottom. And this one I did out of a black and silver acrylic, so it swirls and changes colors on you. So for the music lover, I have that one. And there's different kinds for different people, right? So this one is a lot harder to make because it takes like a pressure system, because you're mixing acrylic with wood. So that's a walnut. the two ends there, and here's the acrylic. So it's a very special process because it goes to an incredibly high heat to get all the oxygen out, all the air bubbles. But then you get some just beautiful color. Kind of looks like a river. And this one's fishing. So you have the little fishing pole there. There's a fish here at the end, and then you have a little man on a boat there at the bottom. So if you like fishing,
That is
here you
so,
go.
so that blue part is acrylic. But you make it look like
Yeah.
it's just part of the wood. I mean, that's
Well, exactly. So that's the magic behind it. So you go over like 1,500 pounds of pressure. So you put like a block of wood on one side, a block of wood on the other side, and you try and find wood that is damaged. Like I reclaim wood. I go into the forest and I find stuff that is unique, different, one of a kind, and that's usually damaged or bugs have been in it. And that's okay because then you get like little spotting in the wood. It just gives it flavor, if you will. And so you put a block of wood on either side, you pour the acrylic in the middle, and it's like a pressure cooker almost. So there's two different kinds. There's one that sucks out all the oxygen, and then there's one that like pushes and keeps all the oxygen on the outside and pushes pressure in the middle. And the acrylic becomes part of the wood. It just seeps into every single crevice and crack. And there you go. So this is half walnut, black walnut, and half acrylic.
awesome. That is gorgeous. That is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like thinking, wait a minute, that's both two different materials. Hey, I'm going to put up mine because I know you've got a version of this, but this is kind of like a steampunk kind of a theme, would you say?
Steampunk,
Or, yeah.
It's steampunk. So for those people that don't know what steampunk is,
Yeah.
it's like Victorian meets the Wild West.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, it's good because I've seen so many different. As a matter of fact, a good friend of mine, she just redid a whole bathroom in sort of a steampunk theme, but I didn't really know like the definition. That was a great description of what that is. I liked it because it is very cool. And I love the fact that this looks like about a 7.62 caliber bullet. Yeah, at the tip of it. And it's got a great retraction mechanism here on the side. It's just really, really mechanical looking. But so this is one that would be an example of acrylic you shape all this as well, huh? Because it has such a great feel. Okay, got it. So you just start out with
it comes as a square.
Yeah.
It comes in a block of acrylic, and then I put it on the lathe. I spin it, and then I spend a lot of time sanding it from 60 grit all the way up to 4,000 to get that super smooth and silky feeling.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, next.
I'll show you one of my acrylics. So this is one of my favorite pens. It's called the Phoenix. There you go. So you have the bird with its tail, a gem on the top, and this is acrylic. Now the middle part is always customizable. So people always they want a flat out price. And I'm like, well, that kind of depends what you want to change on it, because I can change the middle, have different colors for you, and personalize it for you. It's about one of a kind, right? But there you go. You got the flames, and then this fiery purple born again Phoenix. Right. And that's one of my favorites. Just the idea that every time you feel defeated or beaten down, there's a way to rise from the ashes, right?
Awesome.
And then I make some simpler pens too. So this is one of my more simple pens, just very basic. And but what I love about this one is that it's called ebony, and it's black ebony. They call it black and white ebony, but the white part's not technically ebony. So the black part is from Africa. It's from a tree called black ebony. And when you get close to the outside, the most freshest part of the wood, it's white. So they find the part where the black meets the white. They sell off the middle, which is all black, to do high-end furniture. And then this part they cut out just specifically for stuff like this, because it's got such beautiful contrast.
Fantastic. That's amazing. That is amazing. So with regards to how someone can get one of these pens, and maybe even the price points. I know you said some of it's custom and will vary a little bit, but you have a sort of general like price range.
Yeah. So really they tend to, I try and keep it somewhat uniform. So these ones are all $85. These three. The only one that was a bit more was because of all the hardware on it was the one that you have. That one is $100. But it's because it's the hardware costs significantly more on those. So, but that's what makes it more unique, right?
Absolutely.
And then these ones are 25.
Ah,
the simple ones.
Wow. And that's
But
simple.
again, I'm very, very customizable. If you have a certain color scheme you like, or that has meaning to you, that's what I love, when it has meaning. I made one for a teacher, and she's on her 4th ink refill. They are completely refillable. So like this one, the front comes off here, and there it is.
Ah,
It
okay.
comes out, and right. So you can get these at Staples, very uniform. But she's on her 5th ink refill. She uses it for marking all her students' work, and it's her favorite pen.
Yeah.
And every time she gets a new refill, she sends me a new picture of it, because she has a wood that's called pink heart, the only pink wood on the planet. But over time, it starts to get more chocolatey brown. The more you use it, it ages, right? So every time she shows me, I'm like, oh my goodness, it's getting so much more brown. And then I show her the original picture of how pink it was, and she's just like amazed, because it's growing with her. So I love that it has meaning to people. So I like doing custom work.
Yeah, that is awesome. And again, you know, the small one's a $25 one. I mean, it's amazing because you put a tremendous amount of work, and you said that particular wood coming from Africa and having this unique characteristic. I think you shared with me before that it's just a different part of the tree gives it the white color. So there's 2 different parts on that black that kind of give it that color. And
the new part that's growing on the outside stays white, and the older it gets, the inside layers start to turn black over time. And so, yeah, they get right where the middle of the tree meets the outside of the tree, and it gets that black and white. So it's custom work even at that stage.
Even for $25, that's amazing. So can you let everyone know, like, how would they reach out and get a hold of it if they wanted to work?
We are working on a website. My wife used it a lot for fiber arts, and it was wonderfully-made.com. But it's under construction. So most people tend to message me through Facebook. They just send me a message on Facebook, and I love taking video of the process when I make it. So you get to see like what's like behind the scenes in making it. And that just makes it so much more personal for them. So most people add me on Facebook and just ask flat out on Facebook, and I like it.
Okay, great. So what I'll do is then I will tag you there, and then I'll get other information. We'll put it in the notes for the post. But anything else you'd like to add as we close?
That's it. Thank you, Paul, for this opportunity to share some of my passion with you guys.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so grateful. And thank you, Sylvia, for the wonderful pen, and just a great cause. Thanks so much, Luigi, for your work, your passion, and what you do. I love to see people who are so passionate. I remember sitting on the bus next to you in Ecuador. And by the way, thank you as well for your hard work there. Luigi is one of the hardest workers I know. Out there in Ecuador, he's digging holes and moving.
We all did our part. We all did our part.
Amazing. Thank you so much for all the great work you do. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you,
Okay,
Paul.
everyone. All right, everybody, take care. Have a great one.